How's it going, YouTube? Logan here from J5 Studios. Today I am in Tampa, Florida. Going to be checking out a few areas around the area. A lot of it doing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hang tight. Let's get to it. All right, crossing the street of downtown Tampa, South Florida, East Brorian Street. And right here we have a statue of Mr. Leroy Selmon himself, donning the 63 here on his chest, which was his number, and the South Florida Bulls I think that's what they do in their games. He was the athletic director for South Florida. He went to Oklahoma, but he was the athletic director for most of his time in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, till his death. This statue's massive. He may have actually been this big. He was a big dude. But yeah, Leroy was the first draft pick in the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was their first Hall of Famer. He is what they call Mr. Buccaneer himself. And it looks like the community really embraces this guy. Everybody, pretty much from what I understand, he was a pretty outstanding individual to the point where they've named a lot of stuff after him. This is actually a bike path that goes through Tampa, the Selmon Greenway. You can take your bike and go around downtown Tampa that way. But yeah, I wanted to start this off. It's kind of hard to find this statue. I don't know if you should like Google something else other than Leroy Selmon statue. Maybe Google Leroy Selmon Park if you want to find this. But it's really close to the convention center. You can't miss it. Okay, so this next spot, there's not a lot here, but the history is pretty important. So check this out. This is the original headquarters for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in fact, if you look it up online, it actually says this is West Buccaneer Place. As you can see, there's literally nothing here anymore other than like what's left over of like the pavement when they were here. The team has moved now to One Buccaneer Place, which is over by the stadium, Raymond James. But yeah, this is the location. This is the spot where their original headquarters was. A lot of legendary coaches worked out of this place. There's a famous Tony Dungy article where he was like cleaning out his like office, and it shows him like getting in the back of his car when he was let go for the team when they decided to go with John Gruden. But it was taken right here, that picture. I'll try to find it and throw it in so you guys can see it. It's not really going to look like much because there's not really anything left here. Like, I don't even know if these palm trees in the back can identify anything off of this. But yeah, this was it. This was the headquarters. Pretty freaking crazy to look at now. Yeah. And we're like probably, I don't know, 10-15 minutes away from Raymond James right now. It's not too far away. This is pretty close, like airport shuttle service and things like that. I know in the documentary Raise the Flags, there's a scene with Tony Dungy kind of reminiscing on the good old times, and I think he was standing right there on that garage in that scene, kind of looking over this way. I think this is like a mall or something right here. Yeah, so, and there's nothing, there's no like remnants of like anything that says like Buccaneers anywhere here, but this would have been where you turned in, and this would have been where the offices were. John Gruden worked out of here, Tony Dungy, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Tomlin, the list goes on and on and on of all the coaches that have been in here and done stuff. I know I'm missing coaches because there was a lot of coaches that were part of that era of Buccaneers football. How about that? Right here. This is what I mean by it still says West Buccaneer Place. You can see right there, that would have been the drive-in. I'm standing right outside the gate, and then this would have been the location of the former headquarters of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I don't know if it was this whole slab that was the headquarters, or if it was just this area, or maybe this was the parking lot. That part I don't know. I'll try to find a picture of it and throw it up here so you guys can see what it used to look like. This is pretty cool. Ever since that documentary came out, I wanted to come over here and look at this. I know there's like not a lot here, right? But just very historic to the team. Very, very historic to the team. And I decided to go to the parking garage that I pointed out, where they had Tony Dungy in the Raise the Flag documentary. You can see the trees right there. You can't really see too much better of a view than what I showed you guys down there. But that was it. So from this angle, kind of an aerial view, I guess, that would have been the lot right there. And the, you know, concrete pavement slab where the building would have been is right there. Like I said, they moved their headquarters over to over by the stadium now. I've showed that in a video before, like when I toured the stadium and stuff like that. That's where they're at now. But back in like the 90s, early 2000s, before they built that, it was right there for years, right there. Looking off there in the distance, you can see Raymond James Stadium, which is where the Buccaneers play all their home games, as I'm parked here at the current new headquarters. Just wanted to show you guys this real quick. It is a very nice little headquarter facility area. And oh gosh, I thought I could walk right here, but I'm not sure if I can. You know what, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try not to fall. I want to show you guys the front of it here with the sign, the entry point, things like that. Of course, there's not really anything to see here. It's closed. Sometimes they give tours like season ticket members, but I just want to show you guys how close this was actually to the Raymond James Stadium. You can see the Advent Health Training Center. There it is. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. $1 place right there. They got that little football over there, you can see. And here's the sign. That's so freaking cool. I love that. Look at that sign. Pretty amazing. They've got a really nice headquarters. Like I said, you can see the football, you can see the flags, the training facilities are back through there. But this is it. There was no way I was going to not go over here to the team store at Raymond James Stadium. That is where I'm heading now. You can see the banner here with Doug Williams and Baker Mayfield celebrating the 50th season celebration, which technically is this year because they started in 76 and now it's 2026. So I don't know how that worked. But over here is the team store. Their hours are kind of weird sometimes. If you're coming here, park in lot D. If not, you'll drive around the stadium like 14 different times to try and find parking. But they always open, I think, around like noon. I think they're closed on Sundays unless there's a game. This is a really cool store. Came here after my stadium tour. A lot of cool stuff in here. I'm going to be a little sad because I think I'm going to come in here and see discounted Mike Evans jerseys because he's no longer a part of the team. So that'll kind of suck. Besides that, I'm going to see, maybe I'll get a hat. Maybe I'll get a shirt. I don't really have a lot of like Buccaneer shirts anymore. I would like to have one, so I might be purchasing one today. Look at the sun has like, that Florida sun is so cruel, man. It has faded the flag already. You can see like the reds are totally different. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's check this place out. A lot of creamsicle stuff I noticed right as I walked in. But here's the inside of the store. Here's some creamsicle jerseys, actually, as well. See, there's a Godwin there. There's a nice little shirt for golfing. This is kind of what you can expect coming in here of the various things that they have. Look, you even have autographs. Look at that. Some stuff there. There's some shirts here. Yeah, there's no shortage of stuff. Shortage does not exist of things. Snapbacks, whatever you're looking for. So I'm going to look around here and probably make a purchase. Look, you can even get your own embroidered jerseys if you want. See that? That's pretty cool. Now remember there being a wall of hats. Yep, there it is. Okay, let me see what I can find. Let's find a hat. Similar to like the Hall of Fame, it's a very expensive store. If you want to come here and get something with like the ambiance that is the Tampa Bay team store, there's a siren going by. You can go there. It's cool just to be at the stadium, and like you can kind of breathe a little bit more of an off day from like a game. But I'll be honest with you, it's pretty expensive in there. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, jerseys are like $200 in there. This hat that I'm showing you that I bought was $45. Now, I went on Fanatics and tried to see like if they had one, because sometimes they give like pretty good deals and things. They did not. So this hat does not exist online, which was kind of the selling point for me to be like, all right, I'm going to get it. And here it is, a big reveal. Boom. There it is. There's the hat. I know you guys really want to know what hat I got. I can't wait to get that stupid sticker off, but this is it. Maybe I'll go to a Buccaneer game, at least one this year. I don't know. They play a lot of like AFC North teams this year, and I think they're going to be kind of in the Ohio area a few times, but I'd love to come back here to Raymond James and watch a game. Truthfully, if I lived down here, I'd probably have season tickets, and I would probably go to every freaking game. Still a goal and dream of mine is to be a season ticket holder for the Buccaneers for at least one season and to go to every home game. Yeah, it'd be cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, seeing all this kind of historic Tampa Bay stuff. We saw the Leroy statue and the original location of their headquarters, their new headquarters, and now the team store, and Raymond James is literally right behind me as I'm filming this. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below if you've ever been to any of these places, or if you're a Buccaneer fan. Let's talk about the season coming up. They didn't have any discount Mike Evans jerseys. They already ripped them things out of there and peeled the Band-Aid off, and you get Godwin and Emeka Ibuka now. So like, subscribe, all that bull crap. Until next time.